with Herman and Sharron.
All right, here we go,
Good morning.
Sharron.
I have to.
Thank you for.
I have to look down when I'm coming out because I don't want to fall right in front of everybody. Wouldn't that be awful?
I love you. Can you do the I love you sign, honey?
Yeah, I still can't. I think I still can.
She goes, yeah. That means,
I think so.
That means I love you in sign language.
Swahili.
You look stunning today.
Well, right.
You know, soon as she walked in the room this morning, I felt like she was giving me the cold shoulder.
He's being funny this morning.
See, because that's what they call these dresses.
I
Can you
know.
just turn side? She is so.
He's manhandling me.
Yeah. Can you turn sideways? Yeah, there you go.
They can see it.
See the cold
Yeah,
shoulder?
they can see it.
That's what they call those.
Right. It's the only one I have. This is it.
I know.
You know, and then I feel naked, a little bit naked. For to tell you the truth.
Yeah. It's her Mennonite background.
You're right.
It's
Not quite covered up. But anyway.
We have one of my favorite guys, and he's your favorite guy because he is definitely would be in the category of a hunk.
Well, actually, you should hire him for your bodyguard. Wouldn't that be something?
It's funny you should say that because Linda Opson was putting his makeup on, and I mean he looks like Schwarzenegger.
He goes,
makeup. And I said I'm going to have you if I ever walk into a nightclub, I want you to be with me. And so but we don't walk into nightclubs anymore. Bruce and I
anymore.
Bruce
I
and
never did.
Bruce and I, well, I know you never. this little Mother Teresa here. I met her as a Mennonite. Okay.
I met her as a Mennonite.
And for some odd reason, it's like our son told you. She used to say what I used to do, and Steve said, our son, he said, "Why did you go with them?" And he said, "Oh, I already know, because girls like you like." The bad guys. So she found one.
I don't know.
But look at this. Can you get a shot of that? Oh, right there. Look at that.
Isn't that neat? I like that.
Bruce Brightman is with us. Yes,
My source vitamins.
he's my own personal Schwarzenegger.
I like that.
That's right. Right. Bruce,
well, let's go.
let's talk about today's subject. Come on over here. Yeah.
Right.
Look at the size of him.
Yeah, I know.
Look at the size of him. See, I am.
You fit under his arm.
I am. Here, let's look at that camera right there. I am a shrimp. Hey, Sharron, you come over and stand next to him.
No, you want the real shrimp, right?
Yeah, you stand next to him.
I'm a real
we go.
shrimp here.
Look at it.
The rose between the two thorns.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Thank you.
Have a seat, Bruce.
Oh, thank you.
Good to have you. It's always good to have you.
Yeah.
Really. Thank you for.
Yes.
By the way, I'm going to be using
Try
this.
to keep us healthy.
I'm going to be using this while I'm jogging down Bel Air Beach.
You know, that color looks good on you.
See, it's.
I like that color.
Do you really? This is kind of moss, right?
Well, it's like an army.
Yes.
Army green.
Yeah.
And I have one for you too.
Whoa.
So I wanted to show this one.
great.
Can you get a
I
close
like
of that?
We're really excited about this one. It's a I Love You Jesus T-shirt.
Yeah, shaped like a heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's for
Very
you.
nice.
And I
If
expect-
I ever jog, I'll wear that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
It's good for housework too.
Thank you, Bruce.
that's right. I want to.
Yeah, that could wear. I could really use it then. for
That'd be
housework.
like, kind of like pajamas.
Yeah, pajamas
Yeah.
too. Pajamas
His.
top.
I said his. Your
Very
product.
soft.
You get the kind of cotton that
Yeah, it's
that
very
soon as
nice.
I touch it, I told Linda, I said, I know this is Bruce, because I mean, everything he makes is top quality.
Exactly.
Including all of his vitamins and everything. But you pay more for that, don't you?
Yeah, a lot more. It's just a feel. It's a shirt that I would want to wear too. So
Exactly.
you know, the
Yeah.
men and the women's are the same shirt, just a different cut.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's always a price difference in qualities.
It's a step up.
Yeah.
No
Bruce,
question.
are you here to scare us today? You're not here to scare us today, are you?
No.
Let me
not
give
at
you
all.
let me give you a Kleenex in case I get you
We're talking
crying.
about Alzheimer's
Yeah.
today.
Yes.
But you know what is amazing, Bruce? Our son, we only have one son. And, and I feel giddy today for some reason.
know.
And he started it because he's really cutting up today. But our son is in the health care business. And the man that he has taken care of, very wealthy attorney out of Chicago, but he's into the last throes of Alzheimer's. And
Great health.
yeah.
Body healthy.
Looks good.
Yeah,
I mean, he
he
takes
does.
pictures of it. He's got a full head of beautiful gray hair, just fabulous looking. But it's amazing when the mind goes, all of that, I mean, it's like one of the Supreme Court ladies just announced that she knows.
Sandra Day O'Connor.
Sandra Day O'Connor, yes, that she's going into Alzheimer's. Dementia, I guess dementia's first, right?
Right.
And we're talking, these are super intelligent
Super
people.
scholars, yeah.
Well, look at Reagan.
Yeah.
President Reagan. I mean, he read all the because I used to hear, you read a lot and exercise your brain, and I'm saying, wait a minute, there's nobody that read more than President Reagan.
Right.
He read every article, every newspaper, everything out, and had the ability to retain what he read. But so is it genetic?
Well, it can be genetics, but really it's lifestyle. A lot of it is lifestyle. So as
Are you serious?
as we age, yeah. So as we age, it's oxygen to the brain. So what happens is as you age, there's a cable, let's call it, that delivers the blood through the base of the brain, and as we age, it starts to have some restriction. And you can do things, and we'll talk a little bit about it, but as the oxygen gets cut off just a little bit, that's why your brain slowly starts, you forget your keys one day. 6, 8 months later, a year later, you're forgetting what day it is. Kind of like I did today. So things just progress as the oxygen that's not making it to the portion of the brain that helps with memory. And that's kind of the big thing for me. All the studies that I've done, that's my big thing. Yeah, you need to exercise and do some things that we'll talk about, but it's taking things that will help with that blood flow to the brain, the base of the brain, and exercise is one of them, but we have supplements too that have been shown to help. And it's about prevention, and prevention meaning slowing. If you already have it, we'll go over numbers and stuff, but almost all people over 85 have it, without a doubt.
Well,
but
have what?
Alzheimer's / dementia.
Over 85.
Yep. And my mom's one of them.
So in other words, so at 80 she was okay.
Yes. And at 91 she was okay. This year is the first year she's starting to lose a little bit of her memory.
Does she know it?
Sometimes she's like, why can't I remember that? And a lot of it is food related with my mom. So, and I think that's a lot with a lot of people.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so what happens as you age, you don't want to eat as much. Like my mom will have a sliced tomato for an entire meal. That's her whole meal. And then she'll put a little salt on it, as the older generation
Sounds
loves
pretty
the
good,
salt.
doesn't
So she eats a full tomato, a small tomato, that's her entire meal. So sometimes she'll forget to eat that tomato or whatever we put in front of her at the time. She won't eat it because somebody's not with her. And then what that does is it throws off her electrolytes. And with the electrolytes being thrown off, things start happening. Memory's a big one with your electrolytes being thrown off.
Okay, explain electrolytes.
So the electrolytes, they are, what your body, it's essential. What happens when you have an electrolyte problem is you're low on potassium and magnesium because you're not getting it through your diet.
So, okay, when I really run, jog, and I really exert myself, am I blowing out all my electrolytes?
No. In fact, you're helping is exactly what you're doing. So what happens when you're running, when your heart is beating normal, it's not building anything. It's just maintaining. When you run and your heart is at a higher level, it's creating new capillaries, new transport for blood and oxygen. The perfect thing is to always get your heartbeat doing what it's not resting. If you can just walk the house and do the little things.
It's like my stair steps out there?
Yes, your stair steps. Anything that gets your heart beating.
I got a new exercise
building.
machine.
Oh, that's
stair
great.
steps, man.
See? That's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
And you won't get hit by a car like she's worried about when you go out jogging.
Yes,
Exactly.
That's right. But so you can help prevent.
Yeah, that's critical. And prevention is not preventing it from happening. It's slowing the progression. Because as we age, we're all going to forget a little bit here and there, but it's slowing the progression is my form of prevention. you know, it starts in your 30s, which is shocking. We were just finding this out, that it starts in your 30s. So as you're aging from 30 to 70, it's got a full head of steam. But if we can get these little bit younger generation to start doing some things, exercise would be one of them, omega-3s. Every case that's been shown has been deficient in 2 vitamins that we'll talk about.
You know, it shouldn't scare you though. It's just every once in a while.
Right.
You know, you've forgotten something. It's not that big a deal, is
Not
it?
the end of the world.
Because the
Right.
Bible says, "Fear thou not,
But if
for
I
I am with thee.
But
Be not dismayed, for I am thy God.
Thank
I
you
will,
for that.
I will help thee." So there he is.
That's right. So if I forget who he is, that's when I have a problem.
Yes. Yeah, that's the big, yeah, for sure.
Who are you?
He may not mind. But
That's right. She hasn't asked me that question for a week. That's pretty nice. Yeah. Okay, so Dave, put some of the quotes up on. I mean, I love Bruce because he's got facts, and I read them, and I was just reading them again this morning before we went on, and I'm sitting there. In fact, my son is into healthcare, and I sent him a photo of this
did you?
this morning, and I said, "This is who I'm interviewing today about this subject." So I guarantee you, he was absorbing this.
These are a little
great.
scary facts,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay, let's start with the ones right on the screen there.
all right, so every 65 seconds, someone in America develops Alzheimer's. So every minute, basically, somebody's diagnosed with it. Over 5.7 million Americans have Alzheimer's, 47 million worldwide, and kills more than breast cancer and prostate cancer combined.
Okay, let's slow that one down right there. Really?
Yeah, isn't that shocking?
Now,
You know-
Alzheimer's isn't a fast death. We're talking
Grueling.
gradual, really.
Yeah, it's a longer death for sure. You know, and
Yeah.
it's
I remember when, because years ago I interviewed Charlton Heston in Atlanta. Remember when we?
I think he knew he had it then, did he? Or right soon
when
after that?
he wrote an article, one of the
Yeah.
best. I mean, I've got it in my office. One of the best of what he had accomplished in life, and he talked about my journey is beginning.
Yeah.
And he talked about, because he was a learned man. I mean, really a brilliant guy, and he was talking because he
what
knew
was
the
coming.
journey.
Yeah, he knew what was coming.
So what would that be like? My gracious,
Yeah,
you
it's-
know.
You know, yeah. It's. I'm sure it's scary and very limiting, and it makes people no longer want to get outside of their house, which is a bad thing. They need to get out and have stimulation and talk to people, that waiters and people that are waiting on them in grocery stores. They need all that. They need that stimulation. They become a little
Well,
more.
yeah, because you get in your car and you don't know where you're at. That
Yeah.
would be scary.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You know?
Well, thank you for saying that, because that's great to know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so have people take you, have your kids take
Yeah.
you, be active, and that's a big thing, and hopefully we'll get to it. But
Okay, let's go
yeah,
into
part of that is social stimulation.
1 in 3 seniors.
Die of Alzheimer's.
Read that.
So yeah, 1 in 3 seniors die of Alzheimer's or another form of dementia, which is Alzheimer's. By 2050, there will be as many as 14 million in the U.S., 130 million worldwide with Alzheimer's. Wow. So the numbers are staggering. Half of adults over age 85 have Alzheimer's that know it. There's a whole group that don't even know, that aren't looked on by their family members as much, so they don't even know they have it. So more than half of the 5.7 million Americans with the disease may not even know it. So there's another, another 50% right there.
5.7 million.
So half of them, don't even know they have it. So more women, this is interesting, more women than men have Alzheimer's. So women have it 2/3 to 1/3.
Okay,
of
now
men.
that's not fair.
That's right. And
Is there a purpose for that? I mean, is there a reason?
I don't know. I think they can't pinpoint it, but me personally, I just think it's due to more exertion physically. I think men just more times than not are more physical. They're moving and all the stuff that us knuckleheads do. That not to say that women don't do that, but men generally have more of a physical life.
Yeah.
Instead of walking upstairs, we'll run up them as you know, until we're 40 or 50. That's just who we are. Women will be saunter along, and that's
we're a little dainty.
yeah,
dainty people.
absolutely. I mean,
But she tells me, slow down, slow down.
yes,
Yeah.
that's just in our nature, you know.
So
walks fast.
I don't know if any research has ever done, but back in the like 50s, 40s, 30s, farmers working all day, 6 a.m., come back in at night probably at 6. Did they have any research of Alzheimer's during those periods?
I think they did. It's not as prevalent as the research that they have now with the technologies they have. You know, our computers now are fast enough to break down millions of equations at one time, where it used to all to be done by paperwork.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so it's
Okay, say I'm a 40-year-old woman, and I
Do you
want to
remember
know.
that, honey? Just kidding.
You're interrupting me, my dear. Okay, I got to think back because 40 years old.
40 years. That's when we
and
came here.
So I'm
came
talking, you know, I'm talking to Bruce, and I say, okay, Bruce, now what can I do? What can I take to keep me from, at 85, getting Alzheimer's?
So there's some tests that have been done for the past several years now that show that there are things that will help in the prevention. And the prevention is the blood to the base of the brain, which is omega-3s and things of that nature. We have a list,
Would
vitamin
massage,
D3.
like massage?
Yeah, I think that helps. If I think anything that helps blood flow. So we have the vitamin D3. You have almost every single case ever studied of Alzheimer's, they've been deficient in vitamin B12 and folic acid. Those two extremely cheap things to take throughout. I mean, we're talking like $5, $8 a month for those supplements. It's not like a mega supplement you have to pay $100 a month for. But we have a whole list of things that will help the prevention. If you've seen it in your family, I have. My grandmother, my mom's starting to struggle a tad with it. I'm very susceptible. I'm always thinking about this, and me doing the research for this show made me even expand on that.
So if I call you sometime and you say, who are you?
You'll know that I haven't been taking my vitamins or exercising.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, hey, Dave, let's continue on this because we want to show the product also. Let's continue.
So yeah, we got to more women. So symptoms of the disease can develop as early as 30. Like I said, the incidence of Alzheimer's will increase to every 33 seconds by the year 2050. The disease is the 6th leading cause of death in the United States. That's pretty shocking, right?
Yeah.
6? That just blew me away when I read that statistic.
Yeah, I got one that's
leading.
coming up here that's going to be
Okay.
really crazy. The total cost of health is $277 billion annually. There are estimated 800,000 Americans with the disease that are living at home alone, meaning no family members, which is a little scary.
Oh, it is.
Nobody's checking in on them, and that's where the death usually comes in, because when you have Alzheimer's, you not only forget to eat, your mind is such a powerful thing. It runs all your organs and your heart beating and your breathing, and now all of a sudden all that's starting to change because you're not eating well and you're not taking what you're supposed to be taking and not walking. Here's one that's a little daunting to me. Between the years 2000 and 2014, deaths attributed to Alzheimer's disease increased by 89%. So an increase of 89%. While those attributed to the #1 cause of death in America, heart disease, that actually decreased by 14% in that same time span between 2000 and 2014.
Is there a reason?
Diet is certainly one of them. Fast food nation, zero nutrient base in a hamburger that you would buy at one of those places. I'm not naming any of them, but it's diet is a lot of it. With a proper diet, the body is an amazing thing. Without that proper diet, it's just like anything else. The body's going to scratch and claw and try to keep you healthy, but it just can't beat the diet. So the diet is so critical.
Right.
Now, because diet is like, it's almost like I'm going to make a budget.
Yeah.
Same deal.
And it doesn't have to be, truly, The diet is what they would love to see us all do is eat a Mediterranean diet.
Yes.
So veggies, fruits, whole grains, olive oils, nuts, fish,
Sounds pretty good.
yeah, poultry,
Yeah.
eggs, you know, a little meat, red meat once a month.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people out there that eat red meat every day, and that's part of the meat and potatoes generation,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
was raised on that personally.
Yeah.
But the less red meat, the better. The other meats are fine, but your plate should be, meat is a sixth of the plate. The rest should be whatever else, fruits and veggies and all the grains and nuts and stuff.
She's really good with that.
Yeah.
Now, what is it? How do you make them in the wok or whatever you put?
Oh, yeah, yeah. You just,
Perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
you
The
walk.
Veggies in a
She
wok.
does that a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great.
chicken, the
Yeah.
onions, the zucchini, and all that stuff.
Let's walk over here to your vitamins, okay?
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, I'm going to bring this with me. Bring that with you if you need any facts with you. But you can stand over there.
All right.
So that I don't disappear.
I'm going to come too, whether you like it or not.
Well, honey, you're invited.
Come on over.
Let's put the rose between two
right.
thorns.
Let's see what you got.
By the way, I want to show you this also. Where's my camera, guys? Right there. Right. Okay. Right there. I see it. This is his newest Life Source vitamin catalog. It really. I looked at it. Just keep on there. I'll keep on that camera. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to show you. That this is one of the best. I don't know if you lay this out, but every time he comes out with these, I mean, it is so simple and so self-explanatory. I love them. And your company, I mean, when you order something, take it from me.
Yes.
It's there.
It is.
I mean,
They're
it's
very good.
amazing.
We do our best, that's for sure.
You
Yeah.
do. You do better than your best.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
So on the products, these are the products that we would suggest. So we have some fish oil, vitamin D3, some B12, methyl B is the only B that we would suggest kind of ever. The folic acid, magnesiums. We have a memory enhancer and a brain connector here.
Yeah.
So we have it in a liquid. We also have it in a tablet form. But these are all, you know, you can get and a multivitamin, again, is the foundational. So all this combined with a anti-Alzheimer kind of fighting the progression of it, for $30 a month, I think you can probably get an amazing assortment of things
And a
that will help.
prescription would probably cost you $200 or $300 a month.
Right, right.
Yeah. But
So, and this
now,
is preventative.
if I were to say, Bruce, can't afford all of this, what should I order that I definitely need to have
Most important.
daily?
That's a tough one. I would say probably an omega-3. If
Okay.
it were me, I would say
Where's that
an
at?
omega-3.
Where's that at?
We have, I can't tell, right here.
Okay.
So we have an omega-3. We have it in liquid. We have it in caps. We have all kinds of denomination of it, from DHA to omega-3. It's fish oil, basically, is what that is. If I could only take one for Alzheimer's, that would be it.
My boy. Okay.
fish oil is so
that
good.
That is
Yes.
excellent information, because we may have somebody say, Herman, I can't get all of that.
No, yeah. So this is not, there would only be 4 of these that
Yeah.
you would be taking.
Okay.
So something like this.
So what would the 4 be?
So we have a
yeah,
vitamin D, omega-3.
Okay, put that up there.
We have a liquid vitamin B12
Okay. So that you put that in water
under your tongue.
on your
Yeah.
tongue.
Under your tongue. I can't see all these, but we have vitamin D3 would be another one.
I take this. This is good stuff.
Yeah, those-
Magnesium
yeah.
glycinate.
And then I would maybe take a memory enhancer, something like that.
So this right here.
Yeah.
Here's your 4.
Yeah, so you would call us, we would send you a catalog, this 80-page catalog for free. You would digest it, call us, we would go over it with you in detail.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, and let me say also that along with these supplements, there's exercise, and that doesn't mean you have to sweat. That doesn't mean you have to walk to the mailbox 3 times instead of only 1 time. Do little bends, do
The
little
neighbors
push,
would think
do
you
little
already
pushes.
had Alzheimer's.
Yeah, they might.
If you did
but
it 3 times.
as long as you're saving your brain.
Yeah.
Eat that Mediterranean diet or something, a hybrid of that. Sleep is another one. If you can take naps take naps. I mean, it's critical. If you can snap off a 30-minute nap every day, if you have the time, do it. Your brain recharges.
Yep.
It does some regeneration during sleep time. And then learning new things, crossword puzzles, card games, visual games, reminiscing over pictures, playing bingo, keeping that brain stimulated and social.
See the games I play? It's
Yeah.
good for me, Herman.
I read all the time. Reading, okay, I study all the time. I mean, I'm always reading a book or reading the Bible. I read through every year. I mean, is that?
That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
You know, I do everything. It's just me. I do everything every day exact the same way, and I've often thought, if I forget one of those procedures, I then know it's begun.
He's a little obsessive compulsive, Bruce.
Oh, yeah.
It even bothers me sometimes
Does.
because I'll go like, I'll set my thing down and I'll go, oops, the label is not out. And I'll go, oh, and I say to myself, stop it.
Yes. Yeah.
So you can forget and you know it's coming, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Absolutely.
Is that the first sign of
That's just
Alzheimer's,
part of
by the way?
life. No. It's just part of life. You know, we're all going to forget things. It's just let's fight all the way to the end, right? Let's make
right.
sure we're doing the things that science is telling us works: exercise, sleep,
good. I like
diet,
that.
a few supplements. Call us. We'll walk you through everything in this book. We'll make it inexpensive.
Has a research ever been done with a guy that just he's drunk at least once a week, and he's partying all the time. He doesn't even care about how he eats. Does those guys live to be 90 and there's no dementia?
It's
What a question is
I
that?
mean,
it's happened, yes.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
absolutely,
sure.
yeah. But I wouldn't trade that.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
not a great quality of life.
I know.
I'd rather
Yeah,
be led by that, what you're about to say.
I know. This right here is the answer. Listen to me. The answer. Bruce is smart, fabulous company. By the way,
Yes, it is.
as you order from this, a portion of it comes back to us. In fact, I just got a check upstairs
Yes.
from his organization.
For our program.
So we win together, but open this every day. I'm telling you, I sit on my couch and I love reading your word. I love what I'm reading. I love what it does to my life. Lord, I'm in love with you. Have more of that. Exercise. This product will be unbelievable for your body. Jesus Christ is the answer to every need you may have. Bye-bye.